Hey, what's up guys, TotallydubbedHD here, and today I'm doing a video review on the HyperX Cloud Flight. Now these wireless headsets can be found for around £140 on Amazon.co.uk and around $160 on Amazon USA. Now, in terms of wireless technology goes, there's quite a few of other manufacturers that offer the same sort of technology. Its closest rival is probably the SteelSeries Arcsys 7s. They have wireless technology with DTS 7.1 surround sound. They're also made for PC and certain consoles. They can be found for around £122, whilst the Arctis 3 Bluetooth, which is a headset that I reviewed not too long ago, those can be found for a little bit more, for £135. However, this HyperX headset does not offer Bluetooth, it's purely wireless. In other words, you need a USB, so therefore you're going to need a PS4 Pro, you're going to need a PC, however you can't use it with your smartphone. Now without further ado, let's go into the build quality and design, and then we'll go into the recording quality and sound quality tests. So now within the package, what you'll get is the headset itself, its removable microphone which connects via a 3.5mm jack. The microphone has a bendable design as well. There is no pop filter unfortunately, or sort of a foam piece which goes above it. There is a micro USB to USB cable. Now this is used to purely charge the headphone. Unfortunately you will need the USB dongle, which I've currently got in my PC to connect up to the headset. This is purely used for charging, so you can't bypass your internal audio or bypass that little USB sound card. Then you've got a 3.5mm to 3.5mm jack. This can be used for mobiles or any other similar sort of device. This just basically connects up to any sort of 3.5mm jack. Now the headset itself has a rotatable design, so therefore it can be stored a little bit easier. Unfortunately there's no bag that's included with the headset, which I would have liked for portability's sake. Now on the left side cup, so you can see the left over here, you've got HyperX at the top. The left side cup has a mute button, which when you press it, has a kind of clicky sound, but also like an audible sound which you'll be able to hear when you've got the headset on. Hopefully my camera was able to pick that up. On the left hand side as well, you've got the micro USB charging port, 3.5mm jack for your headphones, and then the microphone 3.5mm jack as well. Then you've got this button which is operated for on and off. It also operates the LED, so right now it's pulsating. If I press it once more it turns it off, and if I press it once more again it turns it on completely. Other than aesthetics, it doesn't do anything else other than that. On the right hand side cup, you've got a volume wheel, and that's the headphone volume, not the microphone volume, that you can adjust, and it works flawlessly. Now the headset is very comfortable to wear. I must say, even wearing glasses, as you probably saw that I wear glasses, the foam pad, sorry, too many earphone reviews. The foam pads are very comfortable, and therefore you can wear them even with glasses on. I didn't experience any problems. However, I should bear in mind that the top, because it's built out of solid plastic, does kind of go into your head, depending on how big or small your head is, does go into your head, especially given the fact that the foam is very soft. So do bear that in mind. If you're going to go for long gaming sessions, it might be a little bit uncomfortable at the top rather than around your ears. Now given the size of my massive ears, it fits completely over the ear, so these are over the ear headphones or headsets. The headset can also adjust. It's got a good adjustment level, and as you saw before, the drivers themselves pivot, and also got a little bit of wiggle room over here for you to play around with. So there we go. In terms of the build quality, I've got absolutely no complaints. It looks fantastic. Given the lighting as well, it adds a little bit of a nice sort of light to it. Obviously the light will decrease the battery life, which is quoted at around 30 hours. I can't quite claim to say 30 hours if it runs or not, but nevertheless it does have that in there as well, so a decent battery life. In terms of its wireless range, I found that when I walked around 5 to 7 meters away from my computer where the dongle is, I found that it would cut out and then eventually just completely cut out. It's not as good as some other, say, Bluetooth headphones or wireless headphones I've come across, which have 10 to 15 meters through walls. So in this case it was pretty much on direct line of sight. So wireless range isn't great, but I can't imagine why you're going to be using these around the house when you've got it plugged in. Still, if you want to listen to music and walk around to the living room for some reason, then unfortunately these might not be the best option for them. So now let's talk about the recording and sound quality.
So everything you can hear right now is coming directly from the headset. So let's talk about the recording quality. Now, as you're probably able to hear, the sound is a little bit muffled. That's because the mid-range is pushed back a little bit in kind of sacrificing for the bass. Now the bass, if you've got a very deep voice, the microphone might not accurately pick out your deep manly voice, but it still will be able to give a relatively good reproduction of it. Now, if it goes for like Twitch streaming, or let's say you want to talk on TeamSpeak or Skype, then it's perfectly acceptable. If you want to record your voice and use them for like uploading on YouTube or whatnot, it's probably not the best sound quality. It's a best recording quality that you can get out there. A dedicated microphone, such as the blue microphone that I've got over here at the back of my desk, or another headset such as like my Mod Mic 4.0 over here, do a better job as they reproduce my voice a little bit more accurately and a little bit more clearly. So I think that's my experience of it. I also do feel it's a little bit low, so I kind of had to boost up the volume in post editing, which I'll have to do after this video, making it sound present future anyway. We're in a completely different time lapse. But anyway, I just feel like they could have done just a little bit better. Now let's talk about the sound quality. Actually, just before I do that, I want to quickly talk about the mic mute. You will be able to hear a slight little click of a button, and then it will mute my mic. As I unclick it, so I was just trying to continue to talk there. As I unclick it, you hear kind of like a beep beep type sound, and as you saw in the when I was showing you the headset quite close, that noise, you can hear it yourself. Now unfortunately it's a little bit hard to tell which one is mute and which one's unmute. I wish HyperX had a sort of different tone per muting and unmuting, because sometimes I was confused, is the mic muted or is it not? I have no idea. Other headsets kind of have like a physical button which you press in and press out. Others have a different sort of tone, and others have like a wired ones have like a little control pod which you can actually see. So another thing to note for HyperX, it could have done a little bit of a refinement there.
Now let's talk about the sound quality. Now the sound quality of the headset is actually very, very good. I was kind of surprised and kind of taken back by how good the Cloud Flight actually sounded when I was listening to music, playing some games. Just generally speaking, it does a very, very good job. Starting with the lows, you've got great sub-bass extension, rumble in terms of music, or explosion in games, or when a tank is rolling by right next to you, you can hear it really like pronounced on the headset. The mid-bass has a good slam. It means that if you're shooting a gun like an AK-47 in game, or I don't know, you want to hear the latest Chris Brown song and the bass hits on the drop, it comes out really well and is precise with the Cloud Flight. The mids are a little bit recessed, a little bit pushed back, but in all honesty, for a headset of its price, all relatively speaking, it's actually very good. It does beat the Artist 3 and 7s hands down in terms of sound quality. In the highs, it does roll off at the very top end, but there's a nice sort of extension, a nice little sparkle at the top end where cymbals hit really nicely and you can hear them come out in music. And again, if you want to hear footsteps come around you, you'll be able to hear the footsteps pretty accurately. So for example, I don't know, if you're on playing Counter-Strike and you step on some cobblestone, then you'll be able to hear the little footsteps on the cobblestone. You'll know what I mean if you play the game. Now moving on to the soundstage, which is really useful for sort of spatial awareness and in terms of music if you don't want it too close. Despite being closed back headphones, I felt that the Cloud Flight actually grooves a really nice open and wide, and a good depth in terms of its soundstage. It sounds really accurate in terms of positional cues as well for games. Just overall, the soundstage was actually quite impressive. It didn't feel like a closed back or claustrophobic type of sound. It sounded pretty open, and the drivers had space to move. So overall, in terms of sound quality, I must say I'm very impressed. Given the price range in comparison to some other wireless headsets that you can buy, which stretch into the £200-300 price tag, it does a very, very good job. Of course, they're not audiophile headphones, but given the sound quality, I must say I'm actually very impressed. So it leads me on to my conclusion. Would I recommend them? Now, if I'm talking purely sound quality, I would pick an audiophile grade headphone, like let's say the Audio-Technica ATH-M50Xs with a Mod Mic 4.0 essentially would replicate what you're getting over here. Of course, it won't be wireless, so you're losing out on that. However, the whole wireless function for me is a little bit hit and miss. The only reason I say that is because it's purely on PC or PS4 or PS4 Pro, which means that you can't use it on your mobile. You might think, oh, that's a silly excuse. Well, not really. If you want a wireless experience, I kind of want a wireless experience when I'm out and about and I come back home and I just go for PC gaming. I don't want something that I'll need to plug in a wire when I'm on the go, or I'll use a different headphone or earphone when I'm on the go. I mean, it's just my own personal experience, but the Artix 3 Bluetooth, for example, offers that sort of flexibility. You can come home and you can listen to it via Bluetooth or via wired or on your PC, and when you're on the go, you use it on Bluetooth. With these, you're kind of a bit limited. It's a little bit of an odd kind of feel. If they had Bluetooth functionality on it as well, I definitely might see myself recommending it over any other wireless headset, at least within its price category. So overall, the Cloud Flight's in a little bit awkward situation. I think its price, it competes with wireless headphones and Bluetooth headsets out there, and while it does sound amazing and it has the right build quality and the right comfort, its recording quality lets it down a little bit, and then the fact that it's limited to wireless only, which limits its devices, therefore not smartphones or non-USB friendly devices, means that it can't be used in all situations. Now, does this matter to you if you've just got a PC and you don't care about on the go? Then no. Then you've got to toss it up between the Artist 3 and 7 versus the HyperX Cloud Flight. That's up to you to decide. In my opinion, I would choose the Artist 3 because of its kind of flexibility. That's my own personal opinion. It's not to say these are bad headsets. That's basically all I'm trying to say. So anyway, guys, if you liked this video, make sure you give it a like. Let me know in the comments below what you think the best wireless headset is within a under £150 price range. And more than anything, if you could subscribe and favourite and share the video, it always helps the channel grow. Alright guys, I've been TotallyDubbed. Take care and bye bye.